Okay, hi guys. Sorry about but I need a separate video just to go through the whole thing of Tessa and Daniel so you understand where we are. But you have to start from the start. Okay, now the first interaction they had, Tessa was married to Mariah still, but Daniel was getting over his own like his partner Heather died, and this was last Halloween or something. It was around Halloween because she came back as a ghost, literal ghost. Okay, so then he was dealing with that, and I talked about it ad nauseum because he he was crying. Okay, I can remember it like the back of my hand. He was in his house and he was crying, and that man can cry and fall down a wall very gracefully. Beautiful. Okay, keep that in mind. So he's dealing with that, right? And then this is when Tessa and Mariah's marriage is shaky at first, right? So then she starts teaching him guitar because he wants to do something and he wants to take his mind off his troubles, right? Okay, so then they have one meeting. I think they had two meetings. And on the second meeting, Mariah happened to be walking through the park and saw them together. And I don't know. I think she knew intuitively, although Cameron Grimes has to be a master at having the ability to say exactly what she's thinking or on her face so she doesn't have to say a word. Because at that moment, she saw them in the park and they were really close. I mean, physical proximity close. And at that point, after that point, she said she gave up on the marriage. And then that's when she started not talking to her wife and shutting her out and the whole thing. But it started on that day because also Mariah, counterpoint, Mariah was also getting into herself more and more and becoming isolated and just shutting off physically, emotionally from everybody, right? Okay, so you got those two things going on at the same time. So then after that, um, Tessa and Daniel hadn't got feelings for each other yet. Okay, Tessa was still fighting for her marriage with Mariah, but Mariah wasn't having it. And Tessa was like a bull trying to get through, but it was like a wall and she couldn't get through anything, right? So then she's fighting, 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 like, please let me in, tell me, tell me, tell me. And she's saying nothing, okay? Then Mariah says she has to go get therapy, extra therapy, and she's going to be in Boston. Then the whole thing with the Boston and Mariah left and she's no longer in the facility, yada, yada, yada. Then we're back to today, okay? So then Tess is telling all this to Daniel. And Daniel's like, yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm here for whatever you need. What do you need? Okay, Tessa, I need to feel loved. I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen. And meanwhile, they're this close to each other. So then it happens, and I'm like, okay, finally, whatever. I was happy, but then, like, okay, whatever. On the other hand, and then this is it, okay? So the beginning of the relationship is New Year's Day because I know today is New Year's Eve, but they acted like it had turned into New Year's Day already. So whatever. Okay, end of video for this one. I'm on to part two or whatever of the Y&R episode for today. But you needed this to understand everything. Okay, bye everybody.